This is the 5th video of the Eightfold Noble Path, talking about the spiritual way to enlightenment. In this video, I'm going to talk about right livelihood, which is by far the most fascinating thing, one of the most fascinating things that I've ever heard the Buddha say, or what I've read about the Buddha's teachings. Essentially, what the Buddha said about livelihood, or how you should earn your living, he didn't say, okay, you can go out and these are the positive things. Virtually everything is positive out there in the world, except 5 things. The Buddha said for you to stay away from these 5 jobs. If you stay away from these 5 jobs, you are doing right livelihood, or you are earning your living in the right way. So what are these 5? Number 1 is dealing with weapons, or dealing in weapons. Having a business where your prosperity comes from manufacturing, producing, or selling, or dealing in any way with weapons, dangerous things. That's number 1. Number 2 is dealing in human beings, human trafficking, and selling human beings on the black market. It's a very, very deadly stuff, very bad stuff. Number 3 is dealing in meat, so being a butcher, or being a cow farmer, or being a chicken farmer, or anything like that. You're dealing with living beings, and you're essentially selling their flesh for profit. Very bad. Number 4 is dealing in intoxicants. So if you have a business that you sell narcotics or drugs of any kind, anything that alters your state of mind from sobriety to something else, that is considered wrong livelihood. And number 5 is dealing in poison. So there's only one reason to deal in poison, is to harm and injure others. It's to deal with that, not necessarily that if you run a bleach company, that it's bad. No, bleach is a poison, of course, but it's manufactured for the sake of cleaning. It's a cleaning product, so it's not to do with damaging other living beings. So the common thread with all these 5 is, of course, you are in some way dealing harm towards living beings. And that's what you should not do. That's what you should stay away from. And if you find a job that you can make a living, that you do the complete opposite, that you don't damage living beings, but you help life to flower and to blossom, well then, that's good for you. So stay away from these 5 things. That's wrong livelihood, and everything that is not in these 5 categories that I've mentioned is right livelihood.